Okay. All right. Thank you, Tracy. We'll be here. Okay. Hey, Mark, what we're going to do is, since we're the lead at 5 o'clock, we'll start with that grouping and then widen out, swing the camera off to the left, and go back to where the crash is at. Sound all right? Thank you. Yeah. Look like Hereford's down there. Minute into the show. Okay. Well, Brad and Erica, this is something you don't often see on Interstate 80 or any of the other interstates, thankfully. It's loose cows, actually loose heifers that are out here. These are beef cattle, and they got loose from a livestock trailer that was involved in a crash about a half-mile away from where this cluster is. Will County Animal Control has got them corralled over there right now and trying to keep them calm. Look at how far they made it, all the way down from just east of Hobolt in the eastbound lanes, where the truck that they were in slammed into another truck, broke open, sheared away the front, and they escaped. So eastbound 80 is blocked till further notice. They have to get these live animals off the roadway and into another truck before anything changes. We'll have more when it becomes available and when things change out here. I'm Chris Habermill, CBS 2 News. Thank you. If you want to go ahead and make circles, I'm going to start talking on the stream again, so I'm going to go to isolate. Hey Mark, if I go to isolate, can you hear me at all if I go to that? You can't hear me at all? Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Greg. Go ahead, Greg. What's up? We got fuel for the 6. Right at the top, guys, as long as we go right at the top. Yeah, I'd say about 45. Okay. All right, since I flipped this switch and I go away, I'm just going to start talking. And so I'm going to isolate both of you guys. I'm going to isolate myself so I'm not, because Roger's got other areas. I'm Chris Habermill live in Chopper 2. Thank you for joining our live stream. And what you're looking at is a gigantic nightmare on I-80 and eastbound 80. Earlier this afternoon we had a 2 semi crash. One semi tractor trailer hauling livestock rammed into the back of another one. It sheared the front end off the truck. The trailer was torn open, and some of the animals that were in the cargo did not survive. They were tossed out to the roadway where they remain. The other livestock are still up and walking around. They're in at least 2 areas that have been somewhat corralled here. They're trying to keep those animals quiet and keep them from getting excited and potentially running out into traffic on the westbound side. At the top part of your screen, you see that one right lane is open past the scene east of Hobolt. Bottom part of your screen where the collision occurred, you can see the semi off. It's absolutely devastated the tractor as well as the nose of the trailer that was torn open. That semi-tractor trailer is in the center median there, and unfortunately some animals did not survive and were tossed out to the roadway. What is happening now with the eastbound side of 80 shut down at Hobolt upstream from this, they're trying to get the vehicles that were stuck between where it is closed now and the actual accident scene to turn around. Passenger vehicles have an easy time of that, trying to do a U-turn and go back and exit the wrong way off at Hobolt. All the other traffic that would be normally going through here is directed off at Hobolt, and a lot of them are directed south, especially semis down to US 6. You can take that over to Larkin and Larkin back north up to the eastbound side of I-80, or you can go north up to US 52 and do the same thing. Issue here is that nothing is going to move until another livestock trailer is brought in, and the animals that are up and standing in the roadway are corralled, penned up, and herded into a replacement trailer. So until those animals are rounded up, we are going to remain shut down here on the eastbound side of 80 east of Hobolt. Should be noted that a full-size adult heifer can weigh up to an average of 1,600 pounds. That's a 3/4 ton pickup truck, and if you get an animal like that that is excited somehow, starts to run, you could have a significant collision with the traffic that's still out here. So we are at a standing point right now. It's a stasis, if you will, that nothing is going to change until we get a replacement livestock trailer out here and we get wranglers to put those head of cattle back on board another truck to get them secured and then out of here. There are some others that are off of the roadway back behind the trees, but right now the whole idea is to just not excite the animals that are standing out here right now. Will County Animal Control is here, Illinois State Police are here, various individuals who work with livestock are out here in order to help keep everything under control. Of course, delays on Interstate 80 are significant. The eastbound side of 80 being shut down at Hobolt is jammed up solid from before I-55, and the westbound side is backed up well before 355 over to the scene, as only one lane is open, and that one lane is going by exceedingly slowly because of people looking what's going on the other side. Thank you for tuning in to the live stream. We will have more information as things change out here, as things develop. We're going to remain pretty well far away from the scene here because of what is on the roadway down there, as well as not wanting our noise footprint to impact the cattle that are out there. We don't want to get any of them excited. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with you in just a little bit. I'm Chris Halvermill, CBS 2 News. All right, we got another hit coming up too. Okay, 2.5 minutes. All right. Out of the brake, okay. Standing by. Oh, Erica, what a mess we have out here. Eastbound lanes of 80 are closed off at Hobolt Road now at Joliet. A livestock carrier slammed into another semi earlier this afternoon, tearing the trailer open and spilling its bovine cargo to the roadway. Some of the cattle did not survive, others escaped and are being held at bay in two separate pens that are basically made up of vehicles. There you can see them parked across the roadway. Illinois State Police, Animal Control, other folks at Wrangle Livestock are out here, and nothing is going to change out here. There's not going to be any recovery work done until those live animals are taken off the roadway and secured in a replacement truck. So we are on hold out here. Again, eastbound 80 closed at Hobolt, will be till further notice. Westbound, a tremendous delay from 355 with only one lane open, going very slow. Chris Habermill, CBS 2 News. Cows and backup, got it, Greg. everybody go there for fuel? nowhere to go. I'm Chris Habermill, CBS 2 News, and what you're looking at live is the eastbound lanes of Interstate 80 at I-55, and as you can see, there is a tremendous delay here. It's not even a delay, folks. This is a parking lot. It has not moved at all since a truck crash earlier this afternoon, a couple of hours ago now, eastbound 80 east of Hobolt, and a livestock carrier slammed into the back of another semi, broke the nose of the livestock carrier open, tore it right off. Unfortunately, some of the cargo, the livestock that were in there, were tossed to the roadway. They did not survive. Others were alive, and those that survived escaped through the gaping hole in the nose of the trailer. So those cattle, for the most part, have been rounded up now, and we are in a holding pattern at the moment while we're waiting for another livestock truck to come in and have the wranglers that are out here and authorities from Will County Animal Control help move those large animals into a replacement trailer. In the meantime, what you see is what you get. The eastbound side of Interstate 80 is solid from before I-55 to just past Hobolt, although all traffic is now being forced off at Hobolt, predominantly south to US 6 and then over to Larkin to go back up north to I-80 to continue eastbound. But these folks here have been waiting for a long, long time. Do not get involved in this mess. The westbound side of Interstate 80 is not blocked. It is down to one lane at the crash site just to the east of Hobolt. So the westbound side of 80 is solid like this from 355 all the way over to the scene just east of Hobolt and Joliet. So this section of I-80 through Will County is not the place to be, certainly. Nothing is going to be resolved until the cattle that are alive have been removed, have been penned up, wrangled from the middle of the roadway, and placed aboard a replacement trailer. So that is the next step that has to happen here before any cleanup, any recovery, anything takes place. Thank you for tuning into the live stream. We will have further updates as soon as warranted. I'm Chris Habermill, CBS 2 News. Here comes a cattle truck down below us. Got a small, like a 10 spot right underneath us. Mark, did you see the cattle truck? Cattle truck, can you widen out? Hey Mark, did you see the cattle truck coming counterflow down the roadway? He was coming from the East areas right there. All right, folks, I'm Chris Habermill, CBS 2 News. We got ourselves a small cattle truck that is big enough to take about a half a dozen head of cattle and get them off the roadway here. So we're getting our first local talent in here. Going to stop at this one group of cows, or cattle I should say, and they're going to wrangle them, round them up, and get them out of here in short order. So this group here is being addressed right now. We're going to continue to show you this group right here, and they're going to hopefully be herded back toward that cattle truck that just arrived. It's a small trailer, cattle trailer, as opposed to the big semi, but anything will do right now. They came counterflow down the roadway. They went westbound in the eastbound lanes in order to respond in here, and we're going to be doing some large animal rescue, it looks like, right now. So stay tuned for the local roundup. Basically, that's literally what it's going to be, as we get the wranglers out there and livestock handlers to get them back into that trailer. So we will watch that operation. This is one cluster of cattle that are here, and there's another cluster closer into where the crash happened. So we have eastbound lanes that are shut down as a result of having the live animals out there, and the westbound lanes will remain exceedingly slow as you come up on the accident site, which is on the eastbound side, just east of Hobolt. You're neck down to one lane right there. So we're going to watch the roundup take place here as we start to get our basically a cattle chute is being constructed in order to round these the heads of the cattle up here. We get the also have looks like horses being brought out. So we have our mounted posse here, if you will. I have our cowboys here, and they will get up and get these cows back where they belong. So they're going to go ahead and mount up and get themselves ready. And we're going to see ourselves a little bit of a cattle roundup, cattle drive right here on the eastbound lanes of Interstate 80 between Hobolt and Larkin. So they are constructing a cattle chute, and they will basically move them back toward the back of the truck there. The whole idea is to keep them together as a group and then get them going one direction, and when the dominant cow goes in, everybody else should follow. So stay tuned. We're going to get some interesting action that you don't often see on an interstate highway anywhere up and going here shortly. I'm Chris Habermill, CBS 2 News. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. They're kind of checking it out. Set up here. Make an impromptu cattle pen, maybe a chute. door's swinging open. Yeah, Rebecca, I hear you. All right, we're getting our cattle drive underway here. We've got mounted cowboys that are going to be pushing these cattle into this cattle trailer right here, right now. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, they're not going to be able to do anything until any of the live animals are rounded up and are secured. Each one of those weighs about 1,600 pounds. That's the size of a 3/4 ton pickup. So you don't want any of those. Yeah, you don't want them getting spooked. Okay. That was easy. Looks like you got that group in the trailer. Yeah, but got a couple that. Yeah. A couple that weren't gonna go. Yeah, those have paired off with each other. They're moving. Coming back toward the other group. They're going to go warn them. Hey guys, they're coming back. They're coming for us. They got about a half dozen of us, but we managed to get away. Yeah, they're heading back to the other group. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, no, you don't. They're trying to cut them off so they don't get into the westbound lanes. Got one moving. See if you can lead them, cut them off. Stay on there. Stay on that. Well, folks, for those of you who are just joining our live stream, I'm Chris Habermill, CBS 2 News, live over Joliet, where we got a cattle roundup going on Interstate 80. This is in the aftermath of a semi-tractor crash. They had probably 2 or 3 dozen head of cattle that were on board a cattle truck that crashed into the back of another semi. That livestock carrier suffered a large tear in the front of the trailer. Some animals, unfortunately, did not survive the impact and were tossed to the roadway, while others vaulted over the top of them and made good their escape. So about a half dozen have been caught so far, have been rounded up and placed back into a gooseneck cattle trailer, good for about a half dozen to a dozen of the cattle that are down there, and another 2 more recalcitrant, a little bit more wily than the others, have been running back and forth, while the mounted cowboys are out here on the eastbound lanes of Interstate 80 trying to corral them and get them going. If nothing else, make absolutely certain they do not run across the roadway and interfere with westbound traffic. Westbound traffic, the lanes are open but are exceedingly slow going past, because obviously there is a tremendous amount of things going on the eastbound side. We had this crash happen more than 2 hours ago, eastbound east of Humboldt, and the eastbound side of Interstate 80 has been closed all during that event. Nothing is going to be cleared, nothing is going to be moved, nothing is going to be picked up until the live animals have all been accounted for and have all been rounded up. A live cow can weigh about 1,600 pounds, and that's the size of and weight of a 3/4 ton pickup there, folks. So you do not want spooked cattle running around, and especially getting into the live lanes of traffic. So they've now vaulted over a fence and have gone to the south of the roadway. So hopefully they will have penned themselves up in there. Watchful eyes of the cowboys are making sure that nothing untoward happens to them, because they're going to have to get back in there and get these cattle back toward the roadway in order to get them picked up. So we got a cattle roundup on and off eastbound side of Interstate 80, and this looks like it's going to be a long afternoon, folks. Don't plan on using I-80 through Will County anytime soon. The westbound side is backed up solid from before 355 all the way over to before Humboldt. That's a couple of miles to the east of Interstate 55, and the eastbound side is blocked off at Humboldt. Westbound side is open, but incredibly slow. Eastbound side, all traffic is forced off at Humboldt. So keep it here. We'll keep you up to date. We'll follow this developing situation. Yes? Where are the other... We got the cowboys down there? Yeah. Well, let's go back to the cowboys. We'll leave those guys off because they're not a factor now. Let's show the horses that are on the roadway. Yeah, that's fine. You got that, Mark? We're going to start wide, show the traffic delays both directions with everything shut down here. Okay, thank you. No problem, we'll be here. got the plan, ma'am. Okay. Hobolt. H-O-U-B-O-L-T. Hobolt. Yeah, it looks like that other semi was sitting there on the right shoulder, and he went wide and just nailed it. He ballparked it, hit it, slammed it open, just split it open. Yeah, because the other group is over by where the other deceased animals are. Right by that sign bridge. There's a group right there that have been hitting the center median. They loaded those guys too? Did they bring them down? Yeah, they're still standing there. Yeah, it looks like the cowboys are on the move down to the other live animals there. Okay. 1 minute to the open. Oh, this guy's good back in the trailer. You see where all those vehicles are coming up from the lower left? Yeah, just in your lower left corner down there. They're kind of close to the other cattle trailer. And you'll see, of all things, that gooseneck trailer being backed up the entire way. They're by that trailer. Okay. $20 away. Go down toward the Cowboys. Oh boy, we've got cattle trucks, we've got a cattle roundup, we've got cowboys out in the roadway here, we've got this mounted posse that has been out rounding up the loose cattle, the strays that came out of the trailer that broke open after the impact earlier today on the eastbound side of 80 east of Hobolt. So eastbound 80 remains blocked for obvious reasons. Nothing can move out here. Nothing can get cleaned up until all the live animals that escaped are rounded up and secured in that replacement trailer that you see being brought in on the lower left corner of the frame right there. In the foreground, that is the westbound side of 80. It is backed up solid from 355. Eastbound is solid from before I-55. So this is going to stay this way throughout the rest of the evening until all of those live animals are rounded up. When you consider that the average weight of one of those head of cattle is 1,600 pounds, folks, that's a 3/4 ton pickup truck, and if you spook them, you don't know where they're going to go, and they don't want them to run out into lanes of traffic here. So it's a big scene, a complex scene, and a lot to clean up. We'll have more on this throughout the evening. Reporting live, Chris Halbermill, CBS 2 News. Nine minutes isn't good. No, 9 minutes isn't going to happen. We're out of fuel here, folks. All righty. Thank you. You too.
earlier this afternoon, but the clouds beginning to thicken up from the west. There are some areas of rain way out here towards the west, but these are drying up as they get a little bit closer to us. Most spots in the 40s, although O'Hare up a degree from the last hour at 50. It's also 50 at Aurora. Joliet checking in at 51. Plan on an evening in the 40s and plan on a cloudy overnight, but dry. Different chances, though, as we head towards tomorrow night with widespread rain, even a bit of thunder in the forecast. We'll cover that side of the forecast in just a few minutes.
Albert, thank you.
Chicago politicians are wasting no time capitalizing on the fact we're all feeling the pain at the gas pump.
Today, mayoral candidate